I did an entire shoot in 8K RAW. How did it go? Alright, let's get down to it. If you're watching this video, you already know that recording in 8K on the R5 for a production is a risk due to overheating issues with the camera. Recording in 8K RAW is another challenge due to the extremely large file sizes. But on this day, I wanted to push the camera to its limit and see what my results will be. I was invited by Sophia Angelica, a very talented recording artist and a personal friend, to record some behind-the-scenes footage of her appearance on a long-running show called Wonderama, which is a television show for kids and their families. Since the shoot gave me creative freedom to record any and all of the backstage moments, I thought I would just go for it. With that mission, I made my first solid decision. Everything will be in 8K RAW until I can't anymore. The reason is because when it comes to run and gun situations, sometimes you don't have time to adjust white balance or other settings when you need to just record. By recording RAW, if a shot were either under or overexposed a bit, or I need to fix the white balance, I have the total ability to do so. With that advantage, I set the camera with the following settings. 8K RAW light to enhance my recording time with 4K proxies and 4K IPB light, and I set the camera to record Canon Log 3 for greater dynamic range. Plus, the proxy files are perfect for keeping, should I intend to do anything additional with the footage in the long future. RAW files themselves are massive, so usually I delete them. If I were to keep them, it would be only when it's absolutely necessary for the shoot. So now you know my settings, and right off the bat my camera said I only had 15 minutes of recording 8K RAW at the beginning of the day. But let's see how true that actually is for a shoot like this. The day started with just recording some scenes pre-shoot in the dressing and prep area. This provided an opportunity for some B-roll clips and the area had good ample lighting. However, the difference between the color temperature and exposure inside and outside of the room was pretty big. Thankfully, there weren't too many situations where I needed to go inside and outside in the same shot. The one thing I kept an eye on was not how much until it would overheat, it was how much recording time I had in the card. I have a 1TB Delkin CF Express card, so it could record a bit over an hour and a half of 8K RAW light footage, which I thought would be more than enough. But every now and then I would always check to see how much time was left, just in case. Also, in these early setups, if the 8K RAW recording time dropped down to about 5 minutes after I stopped recording, I would take the CF Express card out and just wave it around a bit to cool off the card. When I would put the card back in the camera to record my next shot, I'd double the time to 10 minutes. I didn't have to do this often, but it helped when I would do it. Wasn't too concerned about this, to be honest, but felt better after doing it, knowing that I extended my recording time by just a bit. So after the artists were ready, we made our way to the stage in Times Square. The set was pretty amazing and I wanted to make sure I was ready. You see, I was using a 24-70mm zoom lens on my R5, which means I can get a good average of wide shots and zoom in a bit. But since I had to zoom into the stage, which would be a good deal away from me, I didn't know how quick I would be ready, so I brought a backup camera with me. The Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K with a 70-300mm EF lens and the Metabode Speed Booster were used to give me the full frame advantage on the camera. I would also record the footage in Blackmagic RAW for the same advantages I would get with the R5, minus the 8K recording. So as Sophia went on stage, I noticed that my footage of her was really jerky. Though the lens has built-in stabilization, the Pocket 4K does not have sensor stabilization, which would have helped in this situation. Since it didn't seem that we would be live right away, I decided to switch back to the Canon R5 and use that same 70-300mm lens. I then used the R5 to record her performance on the stage and some more behind the scenes footage. Again, the camera at this point had not given me any overheating warning. Perhaps the slight break it had while I was recording with the other camera gave it some benefit, but it was only about a 10-minute break tops. After her performance and a few photos, we walked back to the hotel where Sophia was elated to see her longtime friends that she had not seen since she was 13, the group called Jagmac. Now, back in the dark hotel with really dark lighting, I was a bit of a distance with the R5, but not too worried because the quality of 8K would help with capturing the best detail in the moment, while letting me crop in post if necessary. From that reunion, we went back to the event to watch Jag Mac perform, and to basically wrap up the shoot. Though the shoot wasn't too long, it was pretty casual, and I believe I captured everything necessary for a good behind-the-scenes video of the day's events. So as explained earlier, the R5's overheating limit on RAW video is said to be about 15 to 20 minutes of recording. How much of 8K RAW video did I get that day? Just over 49 minutes, with not even a hint of the dreaded overheating warning. So I filled up just under 500 gigabytes on my 1TB card. Could I have recorded more? Absolutely. But my focus is always to record a little bit more than what you need, and then stop there, since editing in post is always taken into consideration, no matter what camera I'm using. I feel I accomplished the goal at the end of the day. After the shoot, I felt like I can trust the R5 to record more events with the similar situations to get the highest quality of footage, with little to no concern about needing to switch recording modes due to overheating. Thanks for watching up to this point, and if you like this video, hit the like button so that I get a sense of what type of videos you like to watch from me. If I get a large number of likes, I'll know that you want to see me push this camera as far as possible in my shoots so that you guys know what to do if you need to do the same. Thanks as always, subscribe, and this is Magnus, and I'm out. See you guys later.